All right. This is a 3670 Dell. Now I put two fans up here, which, if you look at the backside, there was just nothing there but exhaust. I believe it was made for two fans because there's fan holes that matched up perfectly, which is so cool. And then I ran the wires. I turned the fans upside down, both of them upside down, or you want to call it upside down. Doesn't really matter how they go in. So then I just used a zip tie and followed the CPU wires right across here and then clipped them into to that black plug and then drove them down through here, which then didn't have a lot of room to put cables yet, which it looks like a mess, but really it's really quite well done. I'm just not done getting the motherboard plugged in and the CPU. So the CPU wires can be plugged in like this. Like this. It's in there. And it's actually, it looks like a mess of wires, but I mean, it's just the way it's going to have to be if you want to upgrade a mini tower. And then this is going to end up wrapping up to here. And then I've got a plug that plugs onto there because I got a different plug on this motherboard because this is an older computer. So I turned this Dell 36 into a monster. I mean, now the 500-watt power supply, that's maximum for this. I've seen people put 600s in, and actually they said it worked, and I'm like, well, for how long? But that's good because it seems to be the max, so I maximized it. I could potentially put a GTX 1660 Super in here. I already measured it. It'll fit, even with all the wire problems and stuff that I got going on over here. But most of these wires are going to get pushed down in here above the terabyte drive. So it's all really not that bad. I mean, I've seen worse on videos, you know. So, and then I've got this power supply that sucks air from the inside, which was kind of nice because it's sucking air in and then sucking air out and then blowing it out the side, which is a giant hole for a lot of air to circulate. And then I put this fan on myself, and I just kind of worked its way through the meshing like that. If you see how I did it, I just kind of had to clip some of the meshing off so the screws would fit, and they aren't perfect. I mean, you really have to look close to see the screws are not perfect. I could make them perfect if I wanted, but I just don't care. It's not selling this one or anything. I'm just going to keep this around the house. I could potentially sell this if I wanted to, which I might, but this power supply is not going anywhere. I modified the screws on the back. It only has 2 screws instead of 4 because it latches in right here, and there's 2 pieces of metal in the back of the motherboard. It just actually fits right on those 2 pieces of metal. So that thing is clamped down like a beast. And there's 2 big rubber pieces in here and another little piece of metal that you can't see that's right here that just clamps it right in. So it only needs 2 screws to hold it down. It ain't going anywhere. I mean, I was picking it up from the computer, and that thing's going nowhere. So this is it. I mean, I've got enough fans, I would think, at this point, that this thing potentially can take a GTX 1650 Super, which that's what I'm probably going to pick up because no one wants them anymore. They do run pretty heavy duty graphics. I mean, a 1660 Super is better than an RTX 3050. I can tell you that right now. I was looking up the specs. So I was like, well, that's a pretty good upgrade. So they're getting down to like $250 now. They might drop a little bit next week. They had quite a few of them at one of the best stores in the country down the street from me, so I can go right in and grab one. They had plenty of them. Unless someone buys them all out, some dick, but it looks like mining is over, so we're good. That looks like a mess, but actually it's not insanity. I've seen way worse. Once I get everything situated and pull it together, it's all going to be good. It's able to make a mini tower into a monster tower. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to have a lot of circulation fans running through here. And I'm really happy again about this power supply that sucks air from inside and out the back, which is actually going to help airflow even more, which is awesome. So I don't know. I can't wait to plug it in and get it fired up. The most CPU that Dell recommends is a i7 8700. So I put an i7 8700K in here, which is fine. It's just a little bit faster and a better CPU, and it works fine because I already tested it out before I did all this. So it works fine. So, I mean, this is going to be a little monster beast mini tower. I could pick this thing up and take it with me somewhere if I wanted. So it was fun. It was just a project, a little hobby I wanted to start doing since, people have told me this computer is a piece of shit. I won't name his name, you fucking Freddy Krueger basement dwelling bastard. But I have made this into pretty sick. I mean, I'm throwing a 1650 Super in it right now until I wait, and then I'm going to buy one of the 1660 Supers for it when they go down a little bit more. They're at 259 right now. I think they're going down a little bit more in the next week or two. And then I'll pick one of those up, and this thing will be fucking fat. And then I'll have my other Alienware that's fat. And then my laptop, which has got a 3060 in it. I think I'll be good for a while. I'm out. Look at the freaking professional job. Look at the professional job. Finding a way to put the fan in the meshing was beautiful. It worked out just like I thought. It can be done. It can be done. Now, it'll take you a while, but it can be done. And this computer was never getting any hot at all when I was maxing it before this power supply. And I was assured by professionals at Micro Center that this would not be too much power supply for the motherboard or anything like that. Other people have done this with the same computer. So, I mean, all these office computers that are going bad, I'm just going to start collecting them up and just rebuilding them. I mean, you can make them pretty powerful. I mean, I think, honestly, you could probably put an RTX 360 in this, but I don't know if it would take it. I don't want to try, but it does take our GTX 1660 Super. So that's going to be our next blast. Thanks for watching.